Welcome to our car wash. Please select an option.
You know, it'd be really cool is to actually talk about. This is a really long car wash. This would be a good place to like talk about the passage.
Yeah.
I know we're doing Numbers. We're doing Numbers 5 and 6. I still need to read Numbers chapter 6. But I've read Numbers 5. I don't remember what it's about, but and plus the car wash is pretty much done. So okay, we got the car washed and vacuumed, but the vacuum really wasn't good.
No, it didn't have a ton of suction.
Yeah,
but it's better than it was.
The
And
vacuum
it was free, so.
sucked, but did not suck. I don't know.
The vacuum sucked because it did not suck.
Yeah. So there you go. Our car is like semi-clean,
It's mostly clean.
which is better than it was before. So
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
yeah. All right. Ready to go?
Ready.
Okay. Okay, so we're done with the car wash. I think it's gonna be pretty sunset tonight. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the old camera here, and we're going to set it up on top of the roof and see if we can get a cool time lapse. Okay, that should do it. So we'll see. Hopefully we get a cool time lapse out of where is it? A cool time lapse out of that. I hope I'm pointing at it. I don't know if I am or not. Sweet. So we are day 54, Numbers 5 and 6. In Numbers chapter 5, it's really split up into three different parts that are talking about three different things relating to the law. In verses 1 through 4, it's laws about putting unclean people outside of the camp. Then in verses 5 through 10, it's about laws for confessing sin and making restitution for that sin. Then in verses 11 through 31, which is the rest of the chapter, it's how they are to test if someone has actually committed adultery. Then chapter 6 is really all about the Nazirite vow. The Nazirite vow was meant to be a vow in which a person would dedicate themselves to the Lord specifically for a certain period of time. They would not cut their hair, they would not drink of anything from the vine, and they couldn't go anywhere near a dead body or a dead carcass. Then after their vow was up, they would make offering and sacrifice for that vow, and they would be finished. There are what I believe are three people that we know of in Scripture that took a Nazirite vow, or at least were under a Nazirite vow. Hello! Hi, camera. There you go. See? You're right on the screen. This is Jacob. I'll put you in. Sweet. You'll just kind of be there. It'll be awesome. The first person that, and probably most famous one comes to mind, who took a Nazirite vow was Samson. Read about him in Judges. Then the second person that we see in Scripture that takes a Nazirite vow was Hannah for her son Samuel, who would eventually be one of the most well-known prophets in all of Israel. She vowed him to the Lord. And then lastly, does anybody know who? John the Baptist. John the Baptist took the Nazirite vow. And those are the three that we know of for sure, but obviously there were many more people because it was a law that was given. When I was reading these two chapters, chapter 6 was interesting about the Nazirite vow. You know, a lot of questions came up as to why would someone take a Nazirite vow? What's kind of the big deal behind this vow? And it really was to dedicate oneself to the Lord. And you'd think that because they're the people of Israel and God has a special calling on their life, that that kind of takes care of that already, but I thought that it was neat and interesting that God gives them specific laws in which He's giving them the opportunity, hey, if you want to fully dedicate your life to me, or dedicate, a season of your life to me, this is how it goes. And while, we don't have the Nazirite vow today, I think if we had a New Testament or a modern version or vernacular of the Nazirite vow, it'd really come from Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. This Nazirite vow, I think it's important to note, it was for anyone. This wasn't for just some special few or uber spiritual, but anyone could do this. And why would you not want to dedicate your entire life to the Lord? This world has a lot that it's trying to offer us, but it nowhere compares to the wonder and the beauty and the glory when we dedicate our entire lives to God and what comes from that. The world is constantly trying to match what God has already offered, because there's nothing better than what God offers. And it's just a real encouraging, challenging passage, this Nazirite vow, just to really challenge us and encourage us to fully dedicate our lives to the Lord. That we make everything about God. That similar to how, like we talked about in the last couple days in the vlog, of how everyone was positioned around the tabernacle, that we would make every aspect of our life, not just some of it or most of it, but every aspect of our life fully devoted, fully committed to Christ. There's nothing better than that. Present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship.